And we are live once again for DK and the Bees Horror Buzz episode 7.
Episode 7.
And we got a great guest tonight. You know a little bit about him. Some of you out there might know about him. He's at conventions all over the places, performing weddings. Who do we have tonight, Beatrice?
So we've got a really crazy talented guy, Lou Oliveira. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, Lou. You'll correct me when you come on. Everyone botcherizes my last name. But I met Lou at a convention we were both at. I think he was sort of kitty corner to me, New Jersey Horror Con or something like that. And I saw this guy across from me with this, big booth and this amazing looking look. He was this evil looking father, priest with these crazy eyes. And when he'd walk around, this music would follow him and people just flocked to him. And I was like, who is that? I didn't really know, because I'm brand new to the whole con scene. And I started to learn more and more about who he is and what he is and how he came to be. So we are all going to learn about that together.
We have a few other things we want to get to before we start tonight, though. Some big news, some exciting news, a couple of big announcements for you. Some of you guys already probably know, but some of you guys that maybe just watch the show on YouTube or whatever, Beatrice has a couple things she'd like to tell you guys about.
Yes. Well, thanks to my wonderful John here, I am for the first time going to be appearing at Crypticon, Kansas City. Woohoo!
I know, I'm excited.
Yes, at Crypticon, John and myself and Brett Wagner, we're all going to be together, right? We are all together at that.
Not in July.
Not
but that we start off in July together, and we all end together on my run, at least at this point in October. So We'll talk about that.
So Crypticon. But John and I will both be there. Very, very excited about that. And then oh my goodness, Scarefest in Lexington, Kentucky. We will be there. I'm very, very much looking forward to that. Another great show. And I think a lot of you have seen my post for the shows that I'll be in. So those are like two of the biggest cons that I've been to thus far. In addition to the Film and Comic Con in Birmingham, England, in September with a whole group of Elm Street people. And then TerraCon, which I will also have my my cast. Robert Englund will be there, and all the big stars from Elm Street will be there. I've got about 11 shows this year, but the two that I just announced, I'm very excited, and I want to thank John. We're going to have a lot of fun together. Do you have anything?
A big thank you to Chaz DeMoss over at Crypticon.
Yeah,
he's got Crypticon Kansas City, which we're starting in July. He just got done with Seattle, but Kansas City in July. Then Denver, his first event out there in August, and then I'll be there with Brett. That'll be a table with Brett. And then Minnesota in September. So big shout out to Chaz. And then, of course, Brandon Griffith and our dear friend Adrian Deacons-Elder, who's been amazing. Everybody at Scarefest, and quite a way to end October going into Halloween for me. I'm excited for that. You, Brett, being there. I think they said they're going to have 71 guests announced by the time it's over with. And God, the guest list is stacked.
Ooh.
But
here, without further ado,
the man, the myth, the legend, Father Evil. He didn't know we had an audience.
So loud, yes. So welcome, Lou. Hello. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. It's Avalera, by the way.
Okay, say it again.
Well, the correct pronunciation is Avieta, but a lot of the European tongues can't handle that, so Avalera.
Avalera. Okay. Did I spell it correctly on the streaming thing down here? Do you see below us?
No, I can't see it.
Oh, you don't see the Father Evil, aka?
No, I see it.
Along the
Yeah. I see it. It's spelled correctly. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, can you pronounce my last name?
Bopple?
No.
Blepel?
No. This is what we should use, John. Remember you
I
guys-
know that would be a great way to win a prize. Who can guess your Beatrice's last name?
Getting closer a little-ish.
Blepel.
One last try. Try a little upward motion.
Wapel?
Buckley.
Wapley. Wapley. Okay. Wapley. Okay.
Buckley.
Don't look how it's spelt and pronounced because you'll just confuse yourself.
Wapley.
So Buckley. Okay. So Lou, as I said, we met Lou at a show, and
New Jersey HorrorCon, Film Expo, and AC.
yeah, there you go. So yeah, he is doing like just amazing things. I don't know here. Well, let's look at all our
Did I switch it on you? Let me move it back.
comments.
Oh, I was going to comments. Yeah, I moved it on to comments. I see we got a bunch of people leaving messages.
Hello, Father Evil.
Hello.
So, okay, so let's start with the beginning. So, Father Evil, how did it come to you?
Well, I went to a horror convention with my wife and one of her girlfriends at the time. They went to they decided they wanted to go to a horror con because their husbands, her girlfriend's husband and myself were into horror, like us to a horror convention. So I'm like, yeah, it's fantastic. That was Chiller Theater, I believe, 2005 or 2006, something like that. And I fell in love with the concept. I mean, it was people like my age, grown people my age, getting dressed up and being all basically Halloween for grown men, for adults, and no one looked at you like gave you a side eye or anything. You felt comfortable. So I'm like, these are my people. I love this. So then I went to a couple more cons, and then all at Chiller Theater. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe next time I'm going to come up dressed up. But my wife had said, don't do anything crazy. Just do, whatever. I'm like, all right, this is, back in the day, back in the 90s, I was going through my artsy fartsy phase. And I was in this very trendy coffee house. This is way before Starbucks was ever even a thing. And they had like all these local artists doing stuff in there. So I put in my blend of art, and I did this really like evil looking priest, kind of like a cross between the Joker. Picture like the Joker bald with a long face, with piece of scraggly hair and like wild eyes, and he had the hands with the roses around, and it said "De nomine Patris Filii Spiritus Sancti." So I figured, you know what? I put that out, didn't sell, whatever. I wound up giving it to a kid. Never thought anything of it again. 20 plus years in the future, my wife's like, you know what? Let's do something simple with this makeup and stuff. So I figured, let me do that guy. I made him up years ago. Why not? Let's have some fun. So I picked up a $20 costume from Party City. I was already bald, and I had the chops, but just nowhere near as pronounced. And I picked up a pair of whiteout contacts, and I went. And because I could make kind of like an evil face, so I just went, and people like lost their minds when they saw me. And I'm thinking, wow, that's all it took, a $20 costume and a pair of contacts? That's it? That's what I'm thinking. But I didn't see what they saw. Later on, I saw what they saw through these pictures, and I'm like, wow, okay, all right. So I went into this one room, and it was some director from Italy. I forget his name. I can't think of his name for the life of me. But he had a line of about 25 people in this room. I walked in, and he's doing autographs, and he does a triple take, looks at me, excuses himself from his audience, runs over to his assistant producer and starts taking pictures of me. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? I had no ambiance, no music, no nothing. This is just a guy in a $20 costume with pair contacts. That's it. And he was just like, this is so original. I love this, blah, blah, blah. So, and he just started taking pictures. So I'm thinking, wow, well, he's an artist. They're here to see him, and he sees something that I made. All these other people are seeing the same thing. I'm like, maybe I got something here. So I ran with it. pretty much here we are.
And here we are. You
Kind of a happy accident.
Yeah.
You created a whole history to this Father Evil.
Yep.
His myth, and now everyone's meeting you and meeting everyone. You're Father Evil with Art the Clown, and Father Evil with Jesus. What is this Jesus? I saw a number of pictures of you and Jesus.
The Nazarene. That was an idea I had a while ago. I met Jesus at that's kind of funny. I met Jesus at
I see.
I met Jesus at this cosplayer called Cosplay Jesus, Anderson Marshak. I met him at first time I saw him working like a gig, not working a gig, but at a gig was at Monster Mania. I forget which one. It was back in 2014. I wasn't even known or anything back then. I had just upgraded from a $20 costume to one of the outfits I just retired like 2 years ago. But that was my first step into like taking this path seriously. And I met this guy and I'm like, wow, this guy he has it going on because he's a historically accurate Jesus. He was a brown Jesus. There you go. But his hair at that time was longer and curly and curlier and like longer and just a little bit more robust. It came down past his chest.
Wow.
So he really looked like if you remember like that movie Little Buddha with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Picture that hair.
Okay. Right.
That was him.
Right.
So he really looked the part. And I'm like, wow. Because in the Middle East, it didn't look like Ewan McGregor. I'm sorry.
Right. No, for sure.
It didn't. So we did a photo shoot a couple of years later at Garden State Comic Fest at 2 years later, 2015, a year and a half later. And that was my idea, the good versus evil.
Right.
And then he up and disappears. He goes and moves south. He was, I guess, trying to find himself and what am I going to do, this, that, and the other. He winds up moving back up north. And he gives me a call and he goes, hey, remember that idea you had about the battle for your soul and get people to do pictures, good versus evil? Like, you want to do it? And I'm like, all right, dude, if you're serious, meet me here on this date. Come in gear and get ready to rock and roll. If you're serious. So if you're serious, meet me here. Click. That was it. Next thing you know, he shows up. People love him. So then I'm like, all right. So I start bringing in more and more cons with me. And then I'm like, you know what? You want to really take this to the next level, you need to come to Texas with me. And he came to Texas and he was blown away by the experience. That was last year. He's developed his own cult following from that.
Wow. Well,
How much fun is it? I mean, I know I have a lot of fun at the conventions, seeing people for the first time experience a convention, especially knowing they're experiencing for the first time.
How fun is it? It's it's amazing, actually. You're giving these people an experience that they've never had before, and that's a lot. And you're going to be that person they remember for the rest of their lives. You made that much of an impression. Like, whoa! So you give them that movie. What I try to do, whether it's the first time you met me or the 500th time you met me, I try to give you a movie-style experience, movie quality experience, like get in your head type of thing, where it's like me, you in the moment, the scene. Action. That's the way I get my interaction with everybody.
Because when you made him in costume, he's in character. He's full on in character, and and he's got soundtrack with him, like really cool.
The best way to explain it is this: it's going to be kind of like egotistical in a sense, because the way I see it is, you're in my movie, and in this episode, this chapter, you meet me. Now, whether you're a friend, foe, or adversary, that's all up to you. Let's see where this scene takes us. Action. That's the way I see it in my head. And that's why I treat everybody. You're in my movie. And they're in my world whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
And it's fun when you get into their heads. Oh my God, it's so much fun. And especially the newbies. The newbies are the non-horror people. They are so easy to impress. It's so easy to win over as far as the theatrics, because they don't know what to expect. Horror people have an idea. The noobs, not really.
I think one of the things that's so unique about what you do and what you've created is celebrities or whatever, people who've been in a movie or whatever, known for a character usually, but one character in particular stands out for my career, and that's what people come to meet. They're meeting the actor. We're generally in our clothes, regular clothes. And then even when we put on the costume, if we're doing a costume shoot, we're still in those situations generally ourselves in the costume. Then there's the cosplayers, and some of them do take it kind of seriously. They'll walk around, like if they're Michael Myers or something, they won't speak maybe or whatever. But not everybody does it full on. You're unique because you are in costume. You're this character, and you are it. Like that. That's who they're meeting. Like you said, we're in your movie.
Yeah, I bring my own soundtrack with me, so you're definitely in my movie.
Right. So, at what point did it move? Did it shift from you being so? First, you were just going to the shows. Then you start to actually be a vendor of your stuff.
I'll tell you exactly when it happened. It was my mentor, Elsie Ginsberg. Elsie Martinez Ginsberg. She passed away several years ago, cancer. But she was a tremendous influence on me taking this to the business level. She was struggling with cancer, and I had gone to Texas Frightmare Weekend one year in 2015. With I was the first one out of our group in Jersey to venture out there. So, and I raved about it so much that I came and told Elsie, you need to vend down there. So she got a chance to vend down there. She got in, she made a killing. Like she made $7,000 in a weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. So then during that weekend, she was like, so when are you going to start vending? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, clearly you have a following. Clearly you have people that love you. You have shirts. Why don't you get a table? And I'm like, whatever. Oh, she's like, oh, so you got it like that? You got it like that to travel across country and just take pictures for free? She attacked my ego pretty much by saying this. So you're taking pictures for free for all these people because you can do it? You're that wealthy?
You were challenged.
Huh?
You were challenged.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. And she was like, you could be doing so much more with this. And here you are just doing it for free? You got it like that? Really, dude? And I'm like, huh. So it's like, can you show me? Show me. Because a lot of people go out there and fail.
I don't know.
Show me.
Did he freeze on us?
Meet me here on this date. Have X amount of dollars. You're going to help her at the table, blah, 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 blah. I met her, and she showed me the ropes. I remember my first con working behind a table selling my stuff was ACBC, Atlantic City Boardwalk Con. And it was like a superhero con. It wasn't even a horror con. It was like one of those superhero cons. And I sold $80 worth of shirts. And I was ecstatic because of my perspective. It's not like, oh my God, what a shitty weekend. I only had $80 sale. No, I'm like, dude, I sold $80 at the perspective that I looked at it and with the hunger behind it. And she was like, you know what? You got the right attitude. Let's keep on working on that. And here we are. I just decided just taking it from taking pictures for free to like, you know what? You want pictures of me? Well, it's $5. It's nothing. I'm not asking that much from you. And like, oh, it used to be for free. This is that and the other. Well, now it's $5. If not, go find another father you out there. Good luck.
Yeah.
But that was my mentality, my attitude behind it. And then yeah, I have something that's worth something, and you can't have people put worth in you if you're not going to put worth in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to walk it like you talk.
Yeah, and you definitely do that. And then the other thing, Lou, is you have this incredible freedom because it's you.
Yeah.
Your creation. You don't have
I am the mythos.
You don't have film studios and copyrights and crap like that to
Nope.
do.
Father, you can start wearing a beanie tomorrow, and it's still an original look.
Yeah, 100%. So I mean, I think it's just an absolute amazing story, and people who don't know it. And then from there on, you've taken it further. You are, now you're doing Reverend here.
I'm doing weddings.
Yeah, here, look at this. Here, guys, watch.
Yeah, that was fun. That particular wedding, there's a story behind that.
Yeah.
Her mom, she came up to me it was the same time we first met at that same con.
Okay.
She came up to me and said, you know what, I want to hire you for our wedding, this, that, and the other. It's going to be on this date. But I already showed my mom what I want. She's not too happy. can you just throw something about God in there somewhere? And I just thought about it right on the spot. I said, how about this? At the very end of the wedding, like, you know, when I pronounce you husband and wife, you're like, by the powers vested in me, blah, 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 I'll throw in something about God. She's like, great idea. So, mind you, this woman, her mother is basically a hardcore conservative Christian.
Ooh.
So I come in there, real deal wedding. Everybody is dressed in the nines. Here I come in. I'm coming in with my music on, and I have my look, and I'm taking command of the scene. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, he's here!" I'm like, yes, he is. So we go through the wedding, we go through the service, and towards the end, I'm like, "By the powers vested in me," and I look at the mother and I glare at her. I'm like, "By God." And the state of Pennsylvania, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Everybody lost it. When I looked at her, I gave her like that sneer, "By God." And the state of Pennsylvania, I now pronounce, oh, she lost it. She loved it so much, she actually wound up tipping me $80 after the fact.
Wow. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's so amazing.
Yeah, that was a great wedding.
You guys, look at that look.
Such a great picture. I mean, you went from going to an event, cosplaying, people liking it, to putting on tables, becoming your own, you know, your own brand. Now doing weddings. It's got to be an insane, like we talked about earlier, journey, roller coaster of fun. I mean, now you're making money.
Yeah.
Obviously, you were doing it before because you love to do it, and now you're able to make a living doing it.
Non-alcoholic, by the way.
Oh, well, then you better get rid of that and get something with some alcohol.
Actually, no. That's part of my growth. Is I stopped drinking in 07. I liked it too much. Put it that way. Just leave it at that. I liked it too much. If I didn't leave that vice, Father Evil would have never come to fruition ever.
Well, you dropped it for the Father Evil vice. I mean, it sounds like it's almost like a drug when you get into. I'm guessing.
Oh, it's 100% is a drug. Literally, not, no pun intended, but Father Evil literally possesses me.
Yeah, I'm sure. So you had posted a while back a moment that I thought was very, very special. So again, guys, think of it that this is a guy that just started off, you know, just dressing up, showing up at cons, to this moment.
Ah.
Oh, get rid of that little thing.
I remember that vividly.
Yeah. So tell us about what that was, the experience.
That was very memorable. That's part of New Jersey Horror Con and Film Expo. I've been with them since the very beginning. I'm their unofficial mascot, you could say. And I've always loved their product. I mean, I've always loved everything they did there, especially Chris Waters. Chris Waters is the artist who sculpted that. And we always had this thing where, you know, hey, can you bless my award? It's going to go to this person. So we had this thing going on for a little while with bless awards. So one day he decided, you know what? Hey, I got an award for Tom Savini. He comes to surprise me. And he said, okay, we're going to give this award to Tom Savini. Could you just bless it? Blah, blah, blah. We're going to video you blessing it so that we can show it to him. So I'm like, yeah, all right, no problem. So I'm going through the whole thing. I'm like, well, and all of a sudden he goes, yeah, I think Tom Savini is going to like it. And basically what he was doing is he was holding the back part of that piece. And the back part of that piece is just basically like, looked like a skull. You know, it was just black. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Turns it around, and it's my face. And there's in a face of in a shape of New Jersey. I can tell you what I said right there, right now. Like, get the fuck out of here. And I walked away.
Yeah, I saw that. That was, yeah.
That was my exact words. GTFOH. Get out of here. To the pure Jersey came out. And I'm like, get out of here, man. And everybody was laughing. And it started I almost really like, I broke character, obviously, but I really almost like, holy shit, tears started to well up.
Surreal, huh?
That was awesome. That was right in front of Damien Leone. Damien Leone saw that. David Howard Thornton was there. Like the Terrifier crew was there. You know, everybody saw that. I'm like, get out of here, man.
Right.
It was pretty awesome. It was one of the most memorable things I've had thus happen yet so far and within the con scene.
Right.
That one thing that's like right now that's up there with like, wow, you know.
And that must have been one of the moments where you really knew, like, you're no longer a vendor. You are celebrity.
Honestly, no. This past New Jersey Horror Con, I finally felt into my celebrity status, so to speak.
Right.
This past year, that time I still didn't feel like it at all. Now I feel like it.
Yeah.
Not that much as like an A level, but definitely I'm kind of up there in the rank. People know of me, they've seen me, whatever,
Yeah.
and I've gotten this far, this notoriety, this type of action, so to speak, without a movie, which I think speaks volumes in of itself.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why it's such a fascinating story.
Like I made my own way.
Yeah. Yeah. So those of you watching, we've been bouncing between about 120 on this live stream.
And my mom and dad's here, so I got to give a big shout out to Ma and Pa there. We will be seeing them in Kansas City. They plan on traveling. That's a great example of people who've never been to a horror convention. You'd never expect them to love it the way they do. Beatrice will tell you, my dad and mom, the amount of fun they have at these conventions makes it even worth going with them. So thanks, guys, for being here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. They're great support. There's, and this, I think it's something that we all share, everyone listening, everyone watching, everyone, the horror community it is a family.
100%. 110%. It definitely is a family, very warm, loving, caring family.
For sure.
You would think so far the opposite, from the outsider looking in, like our people are that. You have no idea of the kinship we have amongst each other.
For sure. And I find conventions, again, I'm very new to it. It's really basically my second year, 2.5 years maybe, that I've really been doing conventions. And one of the things that really strikes me is, when you're setting up and then when you're taking down, it just feels so much like we're a party family, because you start to get to know the same vendors, you start to get to know the other guests, you start to know fans.
You develop a relationship.
Yeah, and we kind of end up like this traveling circus where we kind of crisscross. We're not always all at the same shows, but our paths will eventually cross. And
right.
And it's just and there is definitely a ton of networking and just a lot of friendship and a lot of fun. I've been loving it. I've really been loving this whole convention world. And yeah, everyone's down to see again your Facebook users. I got to remember to post that, John, each time before we do a podcast. We got to remind people to sign up so that.
You know what? It doesn't. I mean, Facebook has been messing with StreamYard so much that it seems like the link isn't there like it used to be and accessible. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard lately. They're even trying to find the StreamYard/Facebook link where it was easy, and I don't know. I'll see if I can find it and post it in there for people.
Okay, yeah, because just you guys. I hope you guys can see that it just says Facebook user. We don't know who you are. But,
yeah, we want to give you some love. I mean, I can actually even look on Facebook a little bit and find it on there. Who let the dogs out?
It's time to meet our celebrity dog of the week. And here we have Luffy.
Yep, that's my lobster, my yacht.
Yeah. Tell us a little something about your adorable Luffy. Look at that cute face.
He's a Beagle Hound mix from Kentucky, a rescue from Kentucky. He actually helped my son get over some huge hurdles. My son at one point, when my son was like, I guess 2 maybe, my wife's friend at the time was watching him, and she thought it would be cute, have a little puppy play with our 2-year-old, which you would think would be fine. But you know how puppies can be like a bit over the top in your face.
Right.
Well, he was, and really in Xavier's face, and that was at 2, and it messed him up for a little bit. It was like almost he was mauled by licks, if it could be such a thing. He just like got too much about it, so it freaked him out for a long time, like dogs. Like he would like run from even like the smallest dog. It was almost very comical. Now, once he met this guy, it took him about a month for him to break in. After that, now Xavier's pretty much fearless when it comes to dogs, and it was all because of this guy.
That's sweet. Well, you know what, Luke? So if you look so you're looking to your left, and I'll look this way. Does it look like we're looking at each other, you guys, through the screen? Anyway, Just being silly. Okay. I just noticed because we both were turning in the same way. So
I
that's
transformed from DK into the dog man.
Yeah,
Can't do the werewolf yet. I haven't gotten werewolf down yet. Just
he's a good boy. He's definitely a good boy.
good. That's
well, animals have been a big part of conventions too lately. I've noticed.
Absolutely.
for sure.
Hotels are getting smart. They're letting people bring in with these dogs. And the dogs are actually a part of the show too. I remember it was the same year we met Beatrice.
Those big.
It was the introduction of Paw Evil.
Oh.
Yeah, Paw Evil. Basically, a very, very good friend of mine, him and his girlfriend, they have like this golden retriever. His name is Thor. Well, she's a master seamstress, like Hollywood style, and she made him a Father Evil outfit, with the stole and everything. She had like these like animal safe markers. She actually put my eyebrows on him and the sideburns. It was absolutely adorable. And we were walking everywhere, Paw Evil and myself, and it was amazing. That was the same con that I met you.
Wow. That was so cool. Yeah, I remember there were some really cool dogs. Did Lou get to see those messages, John?
Oh, I don't know. A fellow Cubano.
Oh.
Peter Anthony.
I know Peter Anthony.
Of course, everybody knows Pete. Pete's a great guy.
What's up, Pete?
And then what was the one before that, John? You had
let's see. Michael Bouchamp is here. Elisa and Rich also saying, yo, Father Evil.
Rich Longo. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So now we come to my man, Father Evil from Hamityville. Yeah, Don Murray. I'm telling you. So Lou, so this is where we have the three questions. Hi, Tasha. What questions are, but you just get to pick either question number one, but what's behind the door? Question number 1, 2, or 3.
Well, I like to get all biblical and stuff, so let's say 3.
Okay, question number 3. It's going to be listed here. If you had to change place, we had somebody picked it last time too. If you had to change places with a famous person who is alive right now, and you had to live the rest of your life as that person, right? So everyone would look at you and see you as that person, but your soul, your mind, and your memories would still be in you. Who would you be and why?
Now, is this guy alive?
Yeah, this person's who, but so you're
off the top of my head right now, Keanu Reeves.
Okay. You want to be Keanu Reeves. So you're inside Keanu Reeves' body with your memory. So why would you choose him?
I like him because he's very humble. He's very down to earth. He's very much a people person. He realizes he's really not that much different from anybody else. And that's why he takes a subway like everybody else. And he lives like everybody else, He's a man of the people. And that's the one thing I've always treated my fans like absolute gold. I treat my fans like they know how I treat them. That's why I have such loyal, rabidly loyal fans. I know where my bread is buttered, so to speak. You ain't nothing, you ain't shit without your fans.
Right. Yeah, no, he does totally seem like that kind of very, very humble guy.
Yeah, he respects his fandom. He realizes he's somebody within the realm because of the fans.
And you would end up being quite a bit richer, for sure.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to stab and kill people with a pencil. But anyway.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So that was our question for
Good pick.
All right, good one. So comments. Do we have any questions from the
We've had a lot of comments. I don't think we've had too many questions. Does anybody have any questions for Father Evil? Maybe somebody who knows him from some of the conventions, some of the experiences you guys have had with him at these conventions.
Hopefully the comments were positive.
Most of them. I didn't pull up the ones that were terrible, man. I look out for our guys. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody's excited you're here.
Yeah, sure.
And what I was going to say is it's got to be so cool. We kind of touched on it, but going from a guy who just dressed up into where you are at, but also knowing that you are a part of horror right now. No matter what, nobody can take away what you've done as Father Evil and what you presented.
It feels amazing. People. It feels like you know what? Hey, I'm part of the ether now.
Yeah.
I am part of the ether, like it or not. Whether you hate Father Evil or love him, I have made much of a thumbprint within the scene, within the genre, that I am part of the ether.
Yeah.
That I know, and I've come to the realization of it now, and it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. It's an awesome feeling that knowing that I'm somewhat, one way or another, immortal.
Yeah. Oh, see, look, here's some comments. Read the comments.
And well, D. Nermi, always a great supporter. We appreciate you being here. That speaks volumes about you, Father Evil, and another person I'd love to meet you sometime. And I don't blame him. Father Evil, I've seen the pictures. I've seen what you do. I can't wait to meet you in person and see you in
Meeting me in person versus pictures is two completely different things, dude. It's an experience. Yeah. The way I like to put it is when you meet me, it's an experience.
Yeah. Oh, Peter Anthony, did you miss?
Yeah, I think you missed the award statue that you got, Father Evil. We touched upon it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that before the stream, or because I know we talked about a few things before it? So
I was blown away about it. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure. I knew we discussed it, but we talked before the stream started. So I always get confused when we start delving into some details before the stream. But yeah, we talked about that, Peter. I thought that was awesome. I mean, you can't go wrong there. That's how cool is that, Tom Savini, and just these people having that respect for you and looking at you as their,
Yeah, you know what's really cool when is when you have people in the genre who recognize you now,
right?
By name, like Tony Moran,
Beatrice Bupley.
Beatrice
Bupley. Don't you be laughing? His mom recognizes you.
It's just getting people to recognize you, like it's surreal, to be quite honest. Like these people you like, you grew up watching, from the screen. You're sitting down watching them, and now you're walking amongst them, and they know you by name.
Right.
Tony Todd, Doug Bradley. He's like, hey, Father Evil. Hey,
David Howard Thornton.
Pinhead knows who I am.
Yeah.
Like, Candyman knows who the hell I am. It's so surreal. And I had Michael Myers and stuff. To me, the first Michael Myers is Michael Myers, and it's Tony Moran, because I remember when I first saw Halloween, it did something to me. I absolutely loved it. Every kid loved it. And that, to me, when you see him unmasked, I'm like, oh, there he is. That, to me, will always be Michael Myers. And when he gave me a huge shout out at a con, I almost went to tears.
Yeah.
He really gave me a shout out. And I'm like, wow, to have Michael Myers say something cool about me, and it's just pretty cool. Even Kane Hodder. I've seen Kane Hodder at a bunch of shows, and every time I walk by him, he was like, "That guy right there. That's the guy you got to watch out for." Kane Hodder saying that. That's pretty cool. He doesn't have to do that, but he did. So it's cool when you get recognized by these horror icons.
Right. Like I said, Freddy Krueger's mom. Yes, Father, show them the video. Well, we showed them. Rich, we showed not the video. I do have it actually.
We should play that. If we have it, we'll show the video of you getting the award.
The award was created by the amazing Chris Waters.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So they're asking if you come to Denver. They're asking you if you're going to come to Oklahoma. No. Okay.
If there's a con and they want they want to see me, reach out to me. If their people, talk to my people. I have no problem.
Yeah. See, guys, it's the same. It's the same for all of us. We need, if you ask if we'll come to your show, we need to be invited. And then,
you ask your local vendors. Ask if people ask, hey, get this guy. Then we can do it that way.
Fans asking and requesting goes an enormous amount of ways with these conventions. When the conventions hear that the fans in the area want to see it, they want to do what they can to bring the fans what they want. Every promoter I've met, it's the same way. And there's a bunch of great promoters out there. Give them shout outs because they do put it together. But they don't, they got so many people that come to them. So the more amount of people that request somebody, the more they're going to, there's a good chance of bringing them in. So if you'd like to see Father Evil or Beatrice or any of these people at these events, just ask. Go to their Facebook page, write down in the comments. I'd love to see Father Evil. I'd love to see Beatrice. It doesn't matter, but it does go a long way.
It does, absolutely.
Oh, I lost you guys. Where are you?
Oh, we're right here.
I know. I hear you.
My mom wants to beat you now. She'll be trying to run you over with a scooter. You look out, she brings that goblin thing. She's going to take you down, Father Evil. It could be a battle of the wills, but my mom loves the cosplayers. So hopefully we do get to meet you at some event. My mom's there because she's super sweet and she just has so much fun at these events. I have a great time just watching her have fun.
John, how do I get back?
Where you? I can see you. Where are you not seeing yourself? Can you hear me, Beatrice?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear and see you.
Yeah,
Oh,
same here.
guys, because I opened up on my other screen. Facebook.
Oh, I've done that before. If you need to, just close everything out and come back in. It might be just easier. I did that before too. I don't know what goes on. Sometimes it'll lock it in a different window. So she can't see this screen, I guess.
Right.
Cool. We can do some hand motions at her. You know, she won't see it. Possess her, Father Evil. Send that curse. But I do love the pictures you had with Beatrice. It's so cool to have Freddy Krueger's mom, Amanda Krueger.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
And Father Evil.
Definitely some cool
I enjoyed
pictures.
those pictures. Yeah, those are great.
Okay, but
So, since she can't see right now, I know you had a big announcement that you wanted to talk about, and this will give her a chance to figure out how to pull her screen back up so she can see our lovely faces. Did you want to talk about that right now that you got the green light, the big announcement?
Yeah, you know what? I might as well. I can't give too much details, but just think about it this way: Father Evil and retail. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. All right. I didn't know. Oh, so that was more of a quiet thing. So Father Evil retail. You guys put it together, and yeah, I'm excited for you. I think you got having the look you do.
Oh,
your face on people's shirts and on their backs, I think will go a long way.
Okay, you guys are back. So I don't know how to do it, John. If you wanted to show his winning his award, you'd have to. Somebody has to get Facebook, and then the good way to do it is just look up Father Evil Award, and it did come up.
Nope, the countdown. I only got 3. I don't see. I got the countdown. I got that, and I got the
That sounded very Boranish.
John,
yeah, it did. Yes, it did.
It's on Facebook.
Very nice. Oh, it's on Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
Okay, so what do you want me to go into, Father Evil?
You just go onto Facebook and then put in the question, Father Evil Award. And then that's how I found it, because I was looking all up and down. He had so much stuff on his Facebook, I couldn't find it. But anyway.
Let's see if I can find it here.
Oh, did you see this one? This comment? Look, I'll have Father Evil pops. Father Evil has just tons of stuff. Don't you, Lou?
Yeah, I couldn't read the comment. What was the question?
He says that they'll have Father Evil pops soon.
Yes, I can see that happening.
Yeah. But because you do have a ton of little things.
Yeah, I have a lot of little tchotchkes, you know. I have ceramic crosses coming up soon. I'm going to have metal prints coming up soon. I'm going to have, detailed 3D busts coming in soon. I already have 3D busts, but I think one a little bit into the 4K area. Like, will literally be a carbon copy of me, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it's fun seeing, having that, and that's going to be, part of the stuff that I'm going to be dealing with.
Have you gotten like bad flack? Like for example, my agent was trying to get me into a show. They wanted a number of us from Elm Street, but it's a small town in upstate New York somewhere. And then when they looked online, they're like, wait a second, she's a nun? Oh, we can't have a nun. I don't know. They got all freaked out about having a nun. Oh,
I had one show like that. It was called Nerdtino. It was in Philly, and the first year they were like, "Oh no, we can't have this guy there," blah blah blah, because they were hosting it, because it's a bit, obviously it's, you don't want to produce there.
right.
I guess if you're very Catholic, it's a very taboo thing. Anyway, the following year they got me to go, and they loved me after that.
Okay.
I won them over, so to speak.
Well, good for you. I haven't managed to do that. Anyway, you weren't able to find it?
I got it. I'm going to bring it up. I'm just setting it up here so I can play it.
Okay.
Hold on one sec. Let's see.
So this was when Father Evil was being presented with the award and he wasn't aware.
Let me pull up the full screen here.
Give the sound. Put the sound on because he.
Is there you guys getting sound?
No.
Really? I hear it loud. I hear it clear here. Hold on a second. I don't. StreamYard's been so funky lately. I don't know why you're not getting sound. It's coming through the screen.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but we can at least see the visually.
Well, he mouths it. You can kind of tell what he's saying anyway. Right, Lou?
Yeah, pretty much saying bolo best aquí, anima tu. And I was saying, turns it around. I'm like, get the F out of here. And I walk away. And I'm like trying to gather my thoughts here. And then like coming up, I'm like, get out of here, dude. No way. No way. And that right there blew me away, man. It still hits me in the feels.
Yeah.
You got Damien Leone back there, Terrifier back there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really cool, man. That's got to be just such an unbelievable moment. All those icons around you and
yeah, man,
celebrating you.
It's surreal.
Yeah,
unbelievable. How cool!
There's
But you've earned it. You've earned it. I mean, you
I put my time in. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Well, you've been doing it since what 2000, early 2000s, right?
No,
Since
2012.
2012. Okay, still over 10 years though.
Yeah, but in some ways, it's amazingly fast to think.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I know people have been doing this for 30 years and have gotten nowhere near to close where I'm at.
Yeah. So again, for anyone who's joined us in the later half, who missed it, just really briefly, Lou here, our guest, is he had started off just where he came up with a costume and was wearing it. He'd go to shows, people liked it, people would stop him and ask for photos, and then he kind of worked his way. Then he got talked into actually starting to charge for getting photos with him and whatnot, and then it just ballooned from there. He created this character, more.
I'm selling T-shirts out of my car.
Yeah. And now he's at this point where he's a welcome guest himself. People are asking for him, and just as legitimately, requested by everybody. Oh, John, can you maybe get rid of the Facebook? That's causing an echo.
I don't have the Facebook on. Oh, let me remove. Oh, remove it. Yeah. I got it all closed. I don't know why it's still popping up here.
See it there, but
Let me see what I can do here.
But again, if anyone has any questions for Lou, because it's just such a remarkable story in our community, somebody that's created a horror icon himself. And again, there's a part of me that's very envious because, with the stuff that I produce, certain people are always asking, is there more, do you have more Nightmare on Elm Street stuff? We have to be careful. There's certain things we're allowed to and certain things we're not allowed to. Whereas Father Evil can do whatever the hell he wants.
Carte blanche.
Book, Father Evil costume, Father Evil movie, Father Evil cartoon.
Literally, I can do whatever I want. I am him. He is me.
And it's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous.
I don't think it's me getting the echo because I wasn't in the room.
No, the echo's gone. I think the echo's gone. It was on before because there was that, you had the screen on before.
Yeah, it's weird. I closed everything out.
Okay, guys, you know what time it is now? Time for B's bad humor. No.
Boom.
Joke time.
Joke time. Some of you love them. I know they're really bad. But anyway. Okay. John, are you on the background? Can you go to the laugh track?
Can I go to the laugh track? I can do that.
You gotta be in charge of the laugh track unless you need me. Maybe I'll hit it. Okay. 3 jokes. They're all one worse than the other.
Where is it anyway? Is it under banners?
Oh, it's background music. I got it. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, she knows it already better than me. She messes around with it a lot more than I do.
Okay, are you ready? What? There is an echo. Anyway, what did one hat say to the other? You stay here. I'll go on ahead. I'll go on ahead.
Boom. Keep your weight.
It is part of her thing to tell these jokes, and I love it. It becomes endearing. Once you get through a few of them, it's like, okay, now I get the jokes. Now I'm into it. And we just need Fozzie going waka waka waka, and we need the Muppet music. I think that would be perfect for these.
All right. Joke number 2 is laughter or groaning is the best medicine. Why was the computer cold? Why was the computer cold? Because it left its windows open.
Crowd is going wild.
And the last one, but my favorite. Guess what? I just burned 2,000 calories today. That's the last time I leave brownies in the oven while I nap.
That was a good one. That might be B's top joke right there. That was a good one. I like that.
All right. So there's our little humor. Okay. Or whatever you want to call it. Lou, you have you'd like to share with us?
What was that?
Do you have a favorite joke you want to share with us?
I have a joke I just heard recently, and it's one of those ones that make you think. It's a Ricky Gervais joke, and it's like a Holocaust survivor dies, and he goes to heaven. Goes up and meets God, and he says, "God, hey, you want to hear a joke? Let me tell you this joke." And he tells him like this horrible Holocaust joke. So then God's like, he's talking to God. So he's like, "Hey, God, did you like the joke?" God's like, "No, that was horrible." So the guy says, "Yeah, I guess you would have had to have been there."
Oh, wait, he has to get the laugh track. Hold on.
I know.
No laugh track for him. Where is our laugh track? Anyway. Okay. Well, here, this is what he's getting.
He woke the beast up with that joke. He woke him up.
I like that. I guess you had to have been there.
That's probably a perfect laugh for his joke right there, being Father Evil.
Yeah. Or maybe that joke deserves.
It's a joke you'd expect Father Evil to tell.
There you go. A very evil joke from Father Evil.
Well, if it's come from Ricky Gervais, it's going to be funny.
Well, so we've got like 6 minutes left of our little podcast here. Oh, here. Rick has one here. Let's go. Let's see. Why do sharks swim in salt water? Because pepper water makes them sneeze. Wah, wah. All right. Okay. I think my burning calories was better.
That was a good one. That one was definitely good.
Yeah. You know what? I am going to repeat one that I've told before, but not all of you remember, and Lou hasn't heard it, and it kind of goes with that calorie burning one. All right, so I've been really wanting to lose some weight, and so I talked to my doctor, and he said, "Oh, why don't you join the gym?" So I signed up for this class, this aerobic class, and I'm telling you, I was jumping up and down and side to side and tugging and lifting and sweating myself to crazy. And then for a full long hour, I was doing all this. And then I finally got my leotards on and class was already over. Oh, where's my laughter? It's got to be followed by the laughter.
Oh, I'll put it back on. I got it right there.
About that laughter. Anyway.
You kill.
She's giving up the conventions and she's going on tour, comedy tour, and she'll be announcing that later on this year. I think she announces it in November. It's going to be a holiday season like no other.
Yeah, I don't think we trust Michael Toth. Even with your mom watching Michael Toth.
Yeah, don't let Mike tell a joke. It'll be inappropriate by far.
Yeah. Well, me too. I mean, if I tell a joke, it's inappropriate as well. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, we're all right there with the inappropriate jokes, but Mike just crosses that line.
Yeah, we don't want that line crossing.
No, Michael Toth does a lot of the art. Like he designed the three-eyed demon from a picture. He does amazing work. All the art behind you, a lot of that is from Michael Toth.
Michael Toth did for me. Oh, he's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Anywho. All right. Well, does anyone have any more questions for our esteemed Mr. Lou? Pretty amazing.
I
got one. I know people are going to be asking, where can they find you next? What is your schedule like, Father Evil? So
my July schedule is going to be very open soon, and it's going to be very easy to be. It's going to be very easy to see Father Evil come July. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. All right.
So from July on, Father Evil will be available to you pretty much Monday through Friday.
All right.
Nice.
Well, that is awesome. Well, thank you. We're all very much inspired by your story and very impressed by your commitment to the character. And like we all know, the sky's the limit where you can take it. So
Absolutely.
pretty cool. Yeah. And my Amanda in her sister Mary Helena role was Father Evil.
Big congratulations and thank you for everything you do for the horror community and what you do with your time to take and bring something special to these conventions and give these experiences to those new people and the ones you've seen again and give them something to remember for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. So folks, as you know, pretty much I'm going to be at a lot of shows and filming this year. So I don't know, there'll definitely be some Wednesdays that we won't be able to do, but maybe at some we'll be doing this live from a couple of the shows that we're at, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe I can work out something during the summer where we can go on live at my particular spot and we can see what's going on.
All right, sounds like a plan. Awesome.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Lou, for coming on our show, and thank you everybody who's been watching. It was great to have you on. I know we didn't have our spin wheel spin prize this week, but we do have lots of other goodies coming up. So always stay tuned. All right.
We're bringing those goodies to July. Kansas City Crypticon, 7th through 9th. We'll see you there.
All right. So stay horrible, everybody.
All right, guys.
All right. Bye. Blessing by Father Evil.